Hey everybody, it's me, Hetty, and you can see what we're making today. I'm making butter beans, aka lima beans. That's the same thing. So I usually make mine dry. I start with dry beans. That's just a fact. And that's what Mama did, that's what I do. But sometimes she'd buy frozen. And they were out of lima beans at the store. You know how we've gone back and forth, a few things being gone for a while. So I stumbled across these frozen. I like Pick Sweet Farms. They're a pretty good company. And I bought these back, I don't know, February, March, I think. So they've been in the freezer, and it's summertime, so gotta have. The only thing gonna be missing from this meal today when I'm done is a wedge of cantaloupe and a garden fresh tomato. That's the only thing gonna be missing, but it's still gonna be good. All right, now look here. Mama always did this. I always did this. I don't know if it's just a holdover and I'm used to it. I also just like the way it looks. Okay, so these are just called Ford Hook limas. You can start with just soak your beans first. This will be the same recipe for that. All the information, as you know, is always below in my videos. I'm making a double batch because it's better next day and we eat it the next day. So I never make just one night with a pot of beans. Okay, so these are weird sizes. They didn't have family size. So these are 10 ounce. So well, I've got about 3 3/4 pounds of beans worth. So I know from experience that 6 of these gets me 2 meals, basically 3 bags a meal, because they're going to be so good they're not going to last. Okay, so I also have just some chicken broth. I made up 2 quarts of chicken broth. I've got several. Now you've probably experienced this too. Beggars can't be choosers. The onions just look terrible no matter where you go. You're lucky if you can find a baseball size onion. So these were all tiny. So I'm using 8, but it would equal 4 onions. And you got to remember, I'll give you the recipe down below. I am doing 2 days, 2 full meals worth, okay? And hopefully lunch next day maybe. That's what I'm going for. Uh-oh, timer went off. Be right back. Since I had to go ahead and turn that timer off, I just took the opportunity to switch everything around. I just wanted to show you what I was starting with. Okay, so I also have, this is supposed to be a pound of bacon. Remember, I'm doubling my recipe. So if you're going to cut it in half, it'd just be half a pound. Or a ham bone, which I do not have a ham bone because my ham's in the oven right now. And I don't have any more bones. I've used them up. Okay, thought I had one more, but I didn't. So when I do that, I just use bacon, no big deal. It tastes really good. So after slapping my husband's hands several times and one of my sons, I've got probably almost a pound of bacon, maybe missing 4 slices worth, but that's okay. The flavor will still all be there. All right, and I have sauteed onions. As you can see, I just talked to you about the onions. I know I did, but I do want to make a point. I sauteed these. You know, I usually have them in the freezer, but I didn't. I was out. Well, I did have some enough for a weeknight meal, but I needed a lot, so I had to do some anyway. So since I knew I was putting this in my lima beans, butter beans, as I call them, I did saute these in some of the rendered bacon grease. Time-wise, I'm not gonna make you suffer through me opening every bag and dumping it in the pot. So when I do get that done, here, I'll do one for you. Interesting YouTube videos, huh? All right, there goes one. There is still some ice on there. I let them sit out about 30 minutes just so I could, get them out of the bag pretty easy. Okay, and we'll do the rest and we'll come back. Finish getting them all in there. I gave them a little stir, and I just want you to see. I hope the camera's picking that up. Look how nice that looks with the babies and the big ones. But look, if all you can get are one or the other, don't not make this. It's good. After I do that, I'm going to add it in the onion. Man, if you're not having a big pot of butter beans and some cornbread, if I can get away from this microphone wire getting in my way, sorry about that. In the South in the summer, You're not in the South, that's all I can tell you. In goes the bacon. Boink. Get all that goodness in there and flavor. All right, I've got a teaspoon each of onion powder and garlic powder. I'm adding in some of my frozen oven roasted garlic, even though I added now these were very small cloves, so I added a lot more than I would. But the garlic is to your taste, not mine. And I love garlic. I could add more in actually, but I want to save some for 2 other recipes I'm doing. All right, look, in goes chicken broth. You can use the kind in a box if you want to. Y'all know I use soup base. All right. Look at that. Probably didn't even need quite the 2 quarts, but it is going to cook down. That's it for now. Do not, I don't care what video you've seen, do not add your salt in the beginning. It'll make for a tough bean. So right now, it's going on high, and when these come up to a boil, I'll come back and I'm going to show you the simmer that you're wanting. And I am shooting 2 videos, so guess what? I might be alternating, moving between the stove and the induction burner. Okay, I will see y'all when this comes to a boil. As you can see, the beans have come to a boil. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them way down to a simmer. Now, as I've mentioned, I am shooting 2 videos. I'm going to move this back over to the stove, and I will get the camera down in the pan. When I get there, I will show you a close-up. It's still boiling right now because it's still hot. When that happens, I'll bring you back. Hey guys, I'm sorry I don't have my microphone on, but I'm just showing you down in the pan. This lighting's not good, I know it. That's where I'm leaving mine. As always, I'll give y'all my time. I hadn't made frozen beans in a long time, so I'm not going to give them my time now. I know how much it is on my dry beans, but it should be about the same, but I'm not sure. Okay. When these are done, I'll bring you back. Alrighty, y'all. I let mine go for, let's see, about an hour and 15 minutes because I cooked them so low. It might have been even closer to an hour and a half. I told you I'd tell you my time, my bad, but you'll know when they're done. I want you to see these are so creamy. I did sneak a taste even though I hadn't added the salt in yet. So now with that said, remember I'm making a double batch, so I'm adding a teaspoon and a half of salt. If anybody wants more salt, they can just add it to their plate. And since I'm making a double, I usually add about half a teaspoon of sugar. That's optional. Mama did it, so do I. I like it like that. It doesn't really sweeten anything, but it just adds a little something to it. But anyway, y'all, look at this. Ooh, yeah. And don't go away, I'm gonna dish your plate. I gotta tell y'all, these are so good. Now these frozen ones, I love them. They kept their green hue, as you can see. Now dried butter beans, they're more like a creamy white color. And they're just as excellent. But these are very, very good. We used to cheat and use frozen beans once in a while. And that's my cornbread finishing in the oven. So stay tuned. I was waiting on that cornbread, and now I'll make you a plate. Look at this plate. I'm just finishing up both videos, so whichever one dropped first, it's probably a similar ending. This is so good, y'all. Oh my gosh. Like I said, the only thing missing is sliced tomato, wedge of cantaloupe, and some fried squash. That'd be a lot of eating though, wouldn't it? You'd have to cut everything in half, wouldn't you, to get it on the plate. All right, I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.